I want to wish all of you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from Meri Crouley Ministries. You know, this has been such a phenomenal year. There's so many things that have happened, and I thank you for being part of this special team. I want you to consider sowing a special end of the year seed into the ministry. You know, as I look back and recap of some of the things that have happened, not only have I traveled all over the United States, into many different areas, proclaiming the gospel and praying over many people for freedom and prophetically imparting, a word of the Lord into their lives, as well as this particular show. We've done many broadcasts on Rumble and YouTube and many of these different platforms that have reached thousands of people worldwide. But then I've also continued on with this year, we've done two Open the Heavens in California, which is actually a state that is a battleground state. We did the sixth Open the Heavens, California Dreamin', in June 6th and 7th in Costa Mesa at Harbor Light Church. And then we finalized the Open the Heavens, the seventh one in San Francisco at actually the Masonic Lodge, which we were told by God to do it there. And we had some incredible speakers, including Pastor Cheon, who's running for governor in this state of California. And then we had Lou Engle, who's reached millions of people over the last 20 years doing his events called The Call and the Send, Community America, and a number of other things. But then Chuck Pierce, Apostle Chuck Pierce, who literally has globally, as a son of Issachar, who has literally got the timeline for what God has been doing in America and the country. And he told me that we need to take back California. And in order to do so, we need to reach San Francisco. And that is what we did. During that time in San Francisco, during worship, I actually had a vision of Gabriel the angel, literally with a golden arrow, shooting it up at this golden glass dome, which the Lord told me was a demonic dome, and we pierced the darkness over that city. And so we did something phenomenal. But then just a few weeks ago, God opened the door for me to go to Nigeria, where I was on stage in front of 800,000 people during something known as the experience that was literally around the world reaching millions. And I was on that stage praying over Israel with Dean Bai of Return Ministries, and then meeting with some very key people in heads of state that they actually have a film and sound stage that they're building there. And there's some alliances that could potentially work for the movie that we're releasing and a post-production, pre-production next year. God is doing so many phenomenal things. So I want you to consider sowing. There's many ways that you can actually sow a seed and get an end time year-end tax donation giving receipt. You can sow by going to my website, MeriCrouley.com, or you can give by Zelle. It's also Meri Crouley at yahoo.com is what I'm under with Zelle, but it will say Youth Wave Explosion Foundation. That's my corporate name. DBA is Meri Crouley Ministries. But PayPal, it's Meri Crouley at yahoo.com. Or you can give by text to give, which is Give Meri to text to 77977. Or lastly, you can give via, Cash App, which is the $ Meri Crouley, or Venmo, which is the @ Meri-Crouley. I really appreciate all that you've done. Next year, I'm going to be going into Israel. I'm planning my eighth Open the Heavens in Las Vegas on May 1st and 2nd. And we're going to be getting ready to get into pre production on our film, The Prodigal, which I believe is going to make a great impact, not only on California, but on the world for what God is raising up, the greatest show on earth. So I appreciate all of you and what you've done. If you can't sow a seed, if you could pray, if you could be a part of this great prayer team that we're enveloping with our Open the Heavens 24/7 prayer call, that's another thing that you can get involved with. But just remember, as we end the year of 2025, God, as we come into this new year of 2026, God is literally giving us the keys to open up doors that have not been opened to us before. So I thank you so much for your sowing of your seed, for your prayers, and for just being part of my Mary Crowley dream team for this coming new year, that the best is yet to come. So God bless you. Merry Christmas and have a blessed and happy new year.